into zombies.
So important for broke down the issue today, for let the public understand.
Now that's make we bring come to you the Today Show. We get segments where they range from interviews on the big issues.
Sierra Leone authorities said Monday that 20 people were killed and nearly 2,000 prisoners escaped during Sunday's attack on the capital.
To sport.
What a fairy tale story here. There they are, the champions of Africa.
And entertainment and simple tourism with plenty other issues.
Get ready for the roller coaster ride. So we day-to-day story them as we dive deep into the heart of the matter.
Every weekday on Slik Television, channel 37 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Tune in and stay informed like never before.
The Today Show, only on Slik Television.
You know, most of the times where we talk about religious tolerance, it's not something very important. And most of the times, when we talk about religious tolerance, Salone, none of the country where we count on a lot. And inside Salone, that it exists. And everybody they see them for say Muslim like Christians and Christian like Muslims and all. Among the different religions, them never mind, but the two key ones that we recognize inside Salone are that of the Muslim and the Christian religion. But most of the times, you know, when we talk about religious tolerance, this not happen at plenty countries. As of who say you see Christian and Muslim, they mingle. Who say you see they say today pray day Christian go attend you know, pray in a mosque, or also I see they say this today at Christmas you see Muslim going to church and all. So religious tolerance it counts a lot and important because it bring out oneness, it bring out unity, it bring out togetherness, it make peace in the country. But without them, you know, there will be a lot of chaos. Oneness no go day. You know where this one talk, they get for the against the company. But this na Salone we dey practice some. We lack we safe. And that one is fit for day. Not so about where that next man from the other side go do something they put on a social media and say no, you know, where this time rich not eat this person food, no. Or where this time eat not for me go to this person, no. We are all one. So with this, lengthily today, we will watch into this, inside this review of the day show, whereas the Minister of Information will get a press conference yesterday. And inside the conference, we see inside the Minister of Social Welfare, Miro's committee, be, you know, come up with your statements, say they don't get an agreement with the religious council, inter-religious council, as of, you know, for see how best the religious leaders them, the need for the follow the members as of waiting they fit for the door, not to just for do any kind of, or not to just for going to church, but at least this now you remember, this you know say this now you can't be Christian or this now you na Muslim. As you been the head, how you feel say you get for oversee that particular person, how you get for the watcher, for see say you don't do the right thing. And inside the press conference again, the local councils talk more about the boycott of the APCs and all. But with this inside we review, we'll get a more with we host, we guest them with the guy for Candy Wutui, Regina Brian Sawyer, and James Kano, where they happen for being a journalist. But first, let me take a quote and say, we quote for today say, in terms of political tension, dialogue, tolerance, and respect for institutions remain essential to preserve peace and national cohesion. In terms of political tensions, dialogue, tolerance, and respect for institutions remain essential. So, whenever there is political tensions, one of the things where we count on a lot, now dialogue, tolerance. Another thing again, the respect. When we dialogue, when we get the tolerance and we get the respect, that there is the political tension with where the institutions they come together. That's important a lot. And above all, it preserves peace and national cohesion. They bring kind of peace, they bring kind of oneness. However, now, the Ministry of Civic and Ministry of Information and Civic Education discussed issues surrounding the communique were signed by religious leaders and the boycott of local councils by the APC. Inside the press conference, the minister asked for peace and unity among all religions across the country. Regina Dean be part of the press conference yesterday, Tuesday, March, now the Miata Civic Center inside Freetown. And we send this report, and when we come again, we'll get to discussions about the issues we discussed right inside the press conference. Me and John M. Abdullahi.
Decisions then at the conference show the importance of peace and unity among religious leaders them as they reaffirm their commitment to national cohesion and harmony. The engagement also talk about the decisions with the APC take for boycott governance structure with other social health challenges them where they affect vulnerable people in their community. Alex Bonafa, director for decentralization secretariat, emphasize say local council then gets legal backing. He add say even though the APC boycott governance, that not stop the work with the institutions then they do.
You understand? And you said the objectives are very clear. Possibly they come on at the councils because these are bipartisan councils. They not even tell the other party or the left council. This is now one ground why you need for write the mayor or the chairman and request in presence for a special meeting stating those objectives for make a can't talk to now. Also, we get other things that we don't do. Now, one I don't just tell you about. We now rely on the Public Financial Management Act of 2016 and the Local Government Act of 2022 for now access to the Solicitor General because one of the chief administrators now then council let them begin taking their responsibility and take fiduciary responsibility. So we'll clean the street them, the gutters, then we'll become clog, we'll clean them, we'll pay service providers, contractors, auxiliary staff of the council. We'll not do that. This one then are the soft measures.
Chief Director of Accountability, now Sierra Leone, William Sayolamin, talk about the challenges them with the vulnerable group then they face. He continues say, infrastructure problem now one serious thing where they affect Boku communities. The policy the way they exist not implement well. As that they contribute for making the situation worse instead of a better.
If they're not able to perform, they need to work, then definitely there is going to be a challenge for them. The challenge is there already. This one won't hide them. President, do you know when they tell you say they don't succeed in everything? It's not possible. Day water is 100%, road is 100%. It's not possible. Every council gets councillors with a chairpersons of different thematic issues. If then down tools, definitely there's going to be challenge. Within that is possible.
Minister of Social Welfare, Melrose Kaminti, stressed the importance of the communique. He say the signing between the two religions then the same message for promote peace, tolerance and unity across all communities them.
That's about implementation. Yes, this communicated implementation. He said this commitment will be advanced through shared responsibility. One, when our religious institutions will promote internal accountability, guide followers and strengthen interfaith engagement. So they have a role to play, and that also has kicking, and they will continue to do that. Government will facilitate continued dialogue, support community structures, and expand civic education and early response mechanism. Now, in that we will do that national conversation in partnership and in collaboration with the Ministry of Information, because now in the legitimate institution where they carry the information. Even this platform was done also, and many other platforms, the Ministry of Information will drive this so that people know that this country is a religious tolerance country and we're not ready for that thing.
Slik Television, Regina Dean, Freetown.
However, with this, we say welcome again to Slik Television, and we go with a review of the week. The day issues will only happen. Yesterday, we see the Ministry of Information and Civic Education get a press conference, and inside that particular press conference, we want to see what happen or talk on what happen inside the press conference. Whereas we get the Minister of Social Welfare, as you rightly said, though you don't watch and see what he talk or you read what he say. about religious tolerance. And Salone, it counts a lot. It bring oneness, it bring unity, it bring come togetherness, peace. If Kulat this Salone, they let today because of the religious tolerance. But when you go to some countries, such things not exist. Such things not happen. Some are not for see Muslims, some are not for see Christians. The moment you know say this is not Christians, what they happen? It gets an issue with them. Or the moment you know say this is not Muslim, it gets an issue with them. But here in Salone, you see Muslim they go to mosque or go pray. At the end, you see the Christians have the fallen. That togetherness, the love. You see the Christian, they go church. You see the Muslims have the follow them. That's togetherness, and that's not love. That they show say the religious tolerance there. So in this, you get from a witness here as of they get a communicate in an agreement with the interreligious councils, the leaders them as of how them feel say, you know, they then leader they need for the monitor some of them the members. If you say you this not pastor, you must get heard at least. But the message where you preach, if you're not pastor, the message where you preach, if you're not imam, some of them message that they count a lot. Sometimes you go see some messages where they pass on social media, you know, about hate speech. This actually the ministry they against them. The hate speech we don't they pass on social media for say this religion not for this or this particular religion not for do this or when you do this, this is not correct. So with all this, is it that we leaders them, we religious leaders them, they don't do the good thing, they don't do the right thing for see how best they go fight against hate speech, you know, when it comes to amongst themselves or within themselves, when it comes to get to the community and all. But with this, I guess me guys there with me at the studio, my analyst, journalist, Chase Kano, and shortly we will be joined by Regina Bryan. So I will go help with for can talk on the issues we happen at the press conference. So James, good afternoon.
John, good afternoon and welcome to viewers.
All right. So James, I believe so yourself and you don't listen to what you know, to the statements where the minister rightly make mention of say when it comes to hate speech, religious tolerance, na Salone, this not a way not good at all for let somebody or you see Muslim or Christians they na the other part, this talk bad but you can't pay for say we not fit for do this. But this the ministry rightly they against them. You being a journalist, you know, from your own journalistic point of view, first, the move where the ministry don't take, or where the minister himself take for service they go for sign this communique or agreement with the interreligious council. What's in that you take? If you see a nice move?
Thank you, John. I think for national cohesion and for Sierra Leone as a country, it's very important. We don't see quite recently what's in happen, especially last year, December, when one I don't know if imam or sheikh went on Facebook or I don't know if amongst the preach. We say Muslims are not for eat food where Christians they give on Christmas Day, say because they are ram and as Muslims you're not supposed to eat them, and that creates a lot of issues on social media, and of course it gets a lot of backlash. We eventually will see, I think, later parts, I think early this year, they make a withdrawal of that statement. So because of the small issues and the way they happen, are quite sure that make the ministry thought and fits for bring both the Muslim leaders and the Christian leaders them of the country for ensure that inside that communique that's now gets an existing understanding between both sides. Yes, an agreement between both sides. Say anything we get for do with criticizing another person in religion or stuff like that at a national level, you know, not for be tolerated. Let preach we religion peacefully and ensure say we aim for communicate with beliefs to we congregants them. When they can pray or they go now with church, but not to that kind of way for, you know, like you say hate speech and other stuff against the company religion. We don't see a lot of things that happen around and something we get for do with religion or faith. Of course, we know what's in the going on in Nigeria with Boko Haram for quite a long time now. We don't see Boko Haram don't put up strong resistance against the government, and they burn churches and some extent that even they burn mosques. You know, and such kind of thing we don't want for see in this country. Sierra Leone as you also say, is very religious, tolerant. We family them, you know, we just kind of find ourselves in a place where I can be Christian, then my wife can be Muslim, but they live happily. When the time reach, I get a very unique case. There is this woman I know, very strong Christian. I want to go to church. She's very, committed to church and all. But the man a Muslim. And interesting thing, when fast month come, the woman they left for go church because they attend to the husband. And so they provide all what he needs during the month of Ramadan. Then once in a while, that man, when the woman get program in the church, where the woman actively involved.
As Muslim?
As Muslim, the man they attend the service. So that shows you how dynamic that thing they be. And not a thing that you go see any side of the world. Yes, you go see him, but the scale at which they Sarah Leone, you know, go see him other places. We live peacefully. You believe and we believe, not necessarily may say we are enemies. Understand? So some of them small things will happen. And some years ago, I think, some couple of years ago again, a similar thing happened with one big clergyman in this country. I'm not going to call his name, but of course, I'm quite sure say people who they watch we know, we Mufti become na salon as well, and that kind issues be there. By then I've been civil blooding. I've been the minister of I think it was social welfare or something like that. And we see how people then react to that. We go to the extent that they even begin born some churches or they set some church place. So I think this is in place, and we just hope and pray that the religious leaders them, we don't go send this communique, because at times also not of us send the communique no more alone. We can therefore cascade the message to the
members.
To the members them. You know, because alone small but big. Understand? So from of the message are not all man get the privilege for go with them na the ministry page. And one thing, I don't for cry down anybody. But most of the one the way they evolve into the rhetorics there, where they cause religious conflicts or stuff. And people that we most times can be extremely fanatic. You know, fanaticism back in any aspect of life if you know good. So it's good that them, the religious leaders them I see I think it's, I don't know if it's Sajid Safi and other people from the interreligious council where they sign the communique. So let them cascade down to the members. Them and say when they go to church, they preach, and then tell the members, they say, you know, as a country we for live as one amicably. And I just want to give you some biblical and references. Okay. You know, we get for do with national cohesion and peace. Inside Matthew 5:9, the Bible talks, it says, blessed are the peacemakers. It says, for they shall be called the children of God. You know, that emphasizes the duty for promote peace and reconciliation. We don't see so many times when still the money in this country, the first points of stop will they go to, and the religious leaders are there. Because then are the bedrock, then are the...
So the biblical reference actually relates to what the minister on the soul, the peacemaker.
Peacemakers. So the religious leaders, and they're supposed to be the peacemakers. And the Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers. They say, for they shall be called children of God. So them religious leaders there, that they don't come forth for represent God on earth. So you understand? So now make then the first point when it comes to when the society they get moral decay. Or they get conflicts. You know, sometimes I am a lot say, we religious leaders and they think that even when it comes to the appointment of Edmond Alpha, the name of religious leaders they come in. And even the proposed consultation now for appoint the chief electoral commissioner, there is a provision for
religious leaders.
So that's how important they are. Now people are very important. And another scripture also in Romans 12:18 says, if it is possible, say, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. This is talk about tolerance and cohesion. No matter what, no matter how extreme person they always try for tolerance. So them pastor there, them imams there, for ensuring they cascade the message there. Inside the Quran, there are certain surahs as well in the Quran, like Surah Al-Hud. I'm not a Muslim, by the way. Surah Al-Jurat 49:13 say, we made you into nations and tribes so that you may know one another.
That's oneness.
Diversity. Even though we diverse, but the Quran they tell you
we are one.
We live as one. You understand? And you get other surahs them as well. We as citizens of this nation for ensure say we able to live peaceably. If the only book that we believe so much, John, they tell you say, even in diversity, there will be as one. Other than me, or other than that, Sheikh will go tell me say,
we're not for it together.
I'm not for it together. Or
we cook enough for it.
You believe in what you believe. I believe in what I believe. That's just life. That's how unique life is. Understand? So for me, I think this is a good one. And like I said, let's just hope and pray they're able to cascade them down to the members then.
Okay, so in an instance like where you say, bringing an example of a church member or somebody who not to go church, why is in a Muslim, a Christian, then a woman, is it the man and a Muslim?
The woman and Muslim,
Muslim.
so in a Christian,
the man
and Muslim.
Good. So sometimes in this, as we talk about this religious tolerance, in Salon, the perspective of what you believe in, some man can say no, because this person is Muslim, you don't want him. And this is a Christian, you know, me don't want him. Me don't want Muslim man. Me don't want Muslim man. It happens. It still happens.
Yeah, of course. That's it. We get people who are fanatic. You know, and extremism they come out of fanatism. You know, like fanatism, like I believe in something. Like I so believe in that. No other opinion matters. No other opinion values to me. Like you know, make any sense. Other than what I believe. So because of I don't get that kind thing embedded in me, anything supposed to say I see you for be an enemy or I see you for be, you know, somebody who for come between me and me belief. So that kind of thing I'm bad. You understand? For what's in the way people like you talk say this person it's tribalistic. You understand? For me tribalistic in my own view is not a bad thing. But when you become an extremist with your tribe, that's the problem. You have to own what you yourself. Tribalism means, or for me tribalistic means like you're proud of who you are. You understand? But when you become extreme with it, and make about everything, even food with it.
By taking it out of context.
You know, even food with it.
They call it too much of.
They call it so. Too much of religion can make you see your company as enemy, or you understand. So let's learn as a country, because I think for me this is important as well. You know, we're marching to 2028, and already we don't begin see the signs that don't the show tell you say this is very important. If we don't preach peace now, then there's tendency for something else happen. So this is for me is very, very, very timely.
So talking about what we don't see now, and you say it's very important. You see, you don't ever see the move for them religious leaders, them or the interreligious council, at least for CRBS, they go for calming, for sub situations, or for calm down situations. More especially when it comes to this to the APC business, you know, boycotts, parliament, and all other government activities and all. If you say, because the APC, the experts say, okay, we have interreligious council, we have the civil societies. These are people where, at least if issue they happen, they need to come together for service to go for solve this issue. Say, oh, now we calling people here together. At least now service to go solve this. But you don't see such thing they happen?
Well, it's a bit complex, you know. We don't expect religious leaders them for be too political, though they are the moral guarantors. You understand? So then they come in when things don't go extreme, or when things don't go, at least don't go far to the extent that then are the last hope. Then
so in the situation of what they happen now, as you say, we need it now. You know, you say that don't go extreme.
Well, in this case currently, I don't think it has gone that bad. For me, I think there are laws.
But they have role to play.
Of course. That's why government don't engage them. You know, because they get role for play for peace, national cohesion, and ensure say we live amicably. Because Salon is, I would say, it's a very religious country. You get almost 70% Muslims and 20-something% Christians, and of course the balance believe in other things. You understand? So it's a very religious country. You understand? So these religious leaders, them, the focal persons, them, and then the same. Now that make us say it's important. So what in, like I mentioned earlier, what in I need for you now is ensure say this message go down, let it sink, because if you stop to them, when I want problem organize this country, most times when these communiques are signed, it just left to the executive. Yes, exactly. It just left to the executive of the interreligious council.
But who side sign are they the left?
Yes. Now inter-religious council has been charged. Government not given the responsibility for go and sure see they preach peace and there's someone there. And one quite interesting thing, John. We live in a country where we so believe what we check and imams them and pastors they tell we. You understand? So if imagine one pastor don't go say another pastor go say something very bad or against another religion.
But over thousands of members, or hundreds of members.
They go far. And some of them say they stick na people in mind. So if we continuously they preach peace, continuously they tell members them for desist from anything, we go for bring chaos, or we go for bring, stagnation to the country, at least members then go home, what and a net in the pillow, then go reflect and then go adhere to the thing.
In a situation where one man of God could just grab or one imam could just grab, say, see prophecy, say, this election will get for happen 2028, now we take with time. So imagine, say, you as a pastor or imam, or you make that particular statement.
You don't create a lot of panic. You don't create a lot of panic. And when once you do that, if you're not possible get a large following, people they believe you. Like I say, we live in a country now that people believe what pastors they say. Passing with some of them parents they tell them. That's quite interesting.
So in all these terms, if you say then religious leaders don't do enough at least for them to prevent the hate speech?
I'll say yes, to some large extent, but I also say they have to step up. They have to step up in the sense that now we see, before now we see very, very strong interreligious council. That's how I say. We see in the days during the war and after the war, we see how the interreligious council played significant and pivotal role for restore this country back to peace and ensure say we on the sound footing. You get people we sacrifice a lot. And one of them will be the chairman of the TRC, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Now the late Reverend Dr. Joseph Christian Hompa. He played a significant role for ensure say we do DDR, disarmament, demobilization and reintegration of ex-combatants. He played a very key part in that. Ensure say we come, the order of the faith will come, speak truth, tell me what to do, and so they reintegrate them back into the society. So that's how important religious leaders they be. And not so in Modua, you get with him in the side, I think he gets another check, I can't remember his name now. We work amicably with him as well. When things like Ebola come, we see how the interreligious council come inside for ensuring and support in the fight against Ebola. Mudslide happened, the mudslide. We see how the interreligious council played a significant role. I think I had an experience. I worked with some group of churches. There's this Reverend Commander and the late Bishop Yambasu
of UBC.
Yes, UMC. No, Commander is UBC and Bishop Yambasu Nabi UMC. Okay. They had an organization where they form and go, deliver packages. So say if you need medical emergency, they were treated. They had mobile stations na up Kamayama and also other mobile stations na up this what's the name of the place? I don't forget. So they played a significant role, and always we've seen when anything had happened, they can be the first responders. Sometimes the intervention can come even before the government they respond. So that's how important the interreligious council is. They've done a lot. They've done a lot. When the war ended, we see how powerful they are. But now we live in a polarized country, and everything has been politicized. It's sad that even now some pastors they use their pulpits. I speak to pastors because I've experienced it. I cannot speak for the Muslims. We see how pastors they use their pulpits for openly, talk against certain things they are not supposed to do. I think this is one of the reasons why I think government called them. Some things they need for this is from the altar is not a place for you to go preach politics. It's a place for you to unite members them. Because you get members already from different political parties. You not only get one church where you say all members are this. You understand?
Yes.
So you see,
all the members they are getting a church.
You have
now political party.
You have to. And
we have different peoples.
And we don't see churches that all scatter or churches that all lost members them. because of the thing then they, you know, so now the church need for focus, the church need for restore itself, the church need for, and the mosques as well, need for ensure say they go back to basics, they go back to teaching the members and say, this is wrong, do the right thing. And one sad thing, John, one sad thing I will say, most of the politicians, they are telling churches. We invite them to these churches, or we invite them to mosques. And the interesting thing is, when it comes to election in this country and political campaigns, they see person are Christian, they go to mosques. They go to mosques for campaign. For campaign. These are the opportunities where now I think the next election coming, these religious leaders they will take.
Yeah, for preach peace.
Let them speak truth to these politicians. They don't know, just invite them because they don't go for getting a small thing after service, they go, or after the prayer, they go sugarcoat things to them. These are the opportunity for them to speak truth to power. These are the opportunity where they get for telling people the reality. Them, now the middleman in between the ordinary people who go pray and the one who they get influence. You understand? Now they know what you understand. They're not the gap for. So therefore, we understand what in these people, what in the people who in the country they go through, and then for cascade and to them people. But if they go now church or they go now mosques, you go talk fine for them, or you talk in their favor, even when they do wrong, then you are not doing justice.
So the signing of this particular agreement or communique where they don't sign, so the ministry and that of the Interreligious Council. Now, let's watch at the area of the grassroots. If you say this gets any impact to the grassroots, away from the just policy statements and all.
Yeah, John, I think it will. You know, it's sad that now the churches they lost so much young people because of course, you know now the issue with Kush and all, and you know social activities as well. Don't they make young people they
left church?
They left church a bit, yeah. So for me, I think also they have to step up and ensure that, you know, not only all they go near God. Most of what they do in a church, now the young people they do them. You understand? So if the church membership they do or something, or the mosque them will not get so many. Now when the Ramadan come, John, you see so many young people in the mosques. But now you go to mosques them, now just continue, they are virtually empty. And 80% of the people that will be they go fill the mosques they do in Ramadan are young people. Who said they go after the Ramadan? It's the same thing when you go to church on first Sunday. You see so many, because they don't show new the young man or the young man they show new clothes, and only first Sundays you go to church or get big services. When you go to church on last Sunday, church on occasion.
So man from where come out church last year.
So man New Year no more they go.
New Year.
Or what night?
And not go there again.
So the Interreligious Council get a lot. They get a very big role for play. You know. And they don't play that role quite well, I would say. They've done well, especially when we come out from the war. You know, for bring peace to this country, they play their role. For restore democracy, they play their role. Let them continue to play that role. And one important thing, John, is that they have to be neutral. In all of what they go on, they have to be neutral. If the religious leaders are not neutral, they stand for side, probably the government of the day, then it becomes alarming. We know say everybody gets your side where they align with. But ensure say while they align with another side, make sure say as the person who don't charge for ensure say you preach God the word to the people and tell them the right thing. When election take tell them say go and vote and go home. Don't go and stand at the police station and create confusion. Or you understand? We have so many ways where we can vent out to the resentment, but we not for resort to violence or anything we go bring this country back to war or to this, anything we go for bring you back to any kind of form of disorderliness. That thing should be preached in churches and mosques all over this country. So now this communicating religious leaders therefore ensure say they cascade them to either the denominations there or the members them, because as I say, this is not the national body they engage. They must get regional bodies or they get district bodies there. I quite know that, because even when it comes to the Office of National Security, they get religious leaders them where they serve as coordinators. That also is very important. They get, because when you go down to these communities, the church member, the pastor, the evangelist, the sheikh, they know exactly what they go on in the community there.
What did happen?
They know exactly. So ONS, we think of it, say therefore include them as coordinators when it comes to security
issues.
Yes. So in all levels, they play. They ensure say let them be neutral and let them ensure say they do the right thing, because they are the moral guarantors and they no more go trust. Because probably all the others they go protect their own political interests, or maybe they will protect their job. But them, they because they are seen as neutral. You understand? So they have a very significant role for play moving forward.
All right, James. Thank you very much from this part of the conversations, whereas we don't talk about on the issues with, the press conference will take place yesterday at the ministry. It's about the agreements or the communique we sign for cell-based, for fight against the hate speech, for bring come the unity, for bring come the oneness when it comes to religion business. Not to tell you for faith. If you're Muslim, Christians, let there be oneness, let there be together, let there be love, let there be that unity. And this is Salon. Now, only Salon you see, where Muslim, they go to mosque, you see Christians serve the follower. You see Christian, they go to church, you see that Muslim serve the follower. But the press conference, no, let's up there with that particular statement. We see inside the press conference, in the discussion, we highlight the importance of the peace and unity among, the religious leaders, and to reaffirm their commitment to unity and harmony as a country. So, inside the again, we see initial discussions will come up concerning the APC boycott, we say in Parliament, the local councils and all. We see the director of decentralizations, when Alex Bonafa, he engage some analysis based on the boycotts where the APC do when it comes to local council business. Why they go work, why they teach dirty. Is it necessary for let the council just so the council don't exist, or the council they function, or the council need for work, or the city need for clean and all. And he said it again at the same press conference we get from the CSO part, Salam himself be the day, he said be able to talk about make a particular statement on the protest. What we say with the protest. Now protest to the protest or waiting. Now protest, the APC say they want for protest, or now waiting they want for do. In a statement that maybe police no need for or fit for give them clearance for let them go about the protest, or if so people say they want for protest, at least let them get somebody, let them count them picking them, put them right in front. Let them count the woman or the wife or the count whosoever we know say this person relates to you. Count and put them before. Let we know say now this one want for do. So that if anything that happen now, they will start out to now. But that's not just a quote from waiting essay. And we will take a particular snippets of waiting of the statement them where they say now the press conference yesterday. Alex Bonafa and William Salami. Let we take them and say.
Country where we know the two main religion, Christians and Muslim. If we already know all man gets side way from, and we live in communities, and so we get also engage. They get also engage the communities, because some man no go meet up maybe for dinner mosque or church where you talk about anything there. So they have to also
the way supposed to pass the death quorum before the run. We get, for example, in the Local Government Act, I think 16.4, they tell we say, in the absence of the chairman or the deputy chairman, the councillors they can agree on somebody for presiding over council meetings. It's in the law books. And I'll tell you, I don't say in the bipartisan council in the Western region, Freetown City Council in Ward C, any council there or any party there will command a 2/3 majority. So, if we want to look at as a matter of necessity, you understand, you have to ensure that the councillors, the way they become a bipartisan council, are ready for work, they continue to do the work, they continue to provide services for the whole people there. You understand? When the one that we see don't come, they will continue from that side. But I'll tell you, the councillors, the way they suppose to continue to run, the administration continues to run. The chief administrator, who by section 32 get the mandate as the administrative head and vote controller, supposed for the guide the council as a moral guarantor until sanity return. Real type of decentralization of this country we see in a political decentralization. We should say political parties like send representatives and for contest for positions at the local level. Although during the review of the Churches Local Government Act as a ministry, we will say make it go apolitical because we see that here. If it's an apolitical decentralization where people were voted for on the merits, on the basis of what they do in the communities, you know, we don't see the whole government to ransom because a set of people there not agree on certain things there, and therefore we want the whole government to ransom. But as an information, just for the edification of the audience, we don't do a request for an expert opinion for interpret the PFM Act, the Public Financial Management Act, and the Local Government Act to the General's Office, and they don't return back. The Solicitor General don't write back positively say yes, the Chief Administrator na the vote controller, and the responsibilities of the vote controller will manage the finances of the council and for make sure so you get prudent disbursement of funds and ensure say you get transparent and accountable means of disposing funds. So we don't write back to the financial secretary for make them take immediate action for let the councils and begin for run. I mean, we cannot hold government to ransom because of stupid misunderstandings.
From civil society, some of them will come up with press releases by tomorrow or next tomorrow again. But tell government say line for one. Once to the sleep and wake, the councils and for their own. The offices and over close. Somebody go for certificate in one register and business organization where you go there say this person not there and sit. And that make things move slow. That makes some people suffer. You come on far distance. Say that come and you cancel that do what they are supposed to do, you come and say this person not there and sit. You imagine the transport you don't pay, the time and energy we could not waste. You know, they carry that particular family in business go behind. So we say the people their interest now for put first. We don't personal thing, we put them in. There is position for negotiation, the problem is central government. Write letter to them, we sit down, we talk, we iron out things. We let the iron out in your personal interest. But we therefore iron out in the interest of the good of all. Service delivery. You go to districts and cities where mayors or councillors they don't down tools. A lot of problems happen now. I engaged one of the councillors for SLP unity in the Western area. They said, I think a number about 5 or 6 or so. That number is very small. We're able to take the entire city. This issue about demonstration, I didn't even understand. Now, what I want to again, you get strike, you get demonstration. People in the strike say they don't go work at the offices. The other one is the one in a demonstration. This is the whole nonsense. We get young people in the streets. I don't want for use any kind of bad word on them. But brothers and sisters in the streets, they take push, they take chocador, then they wait for opportunity. When you get put in the streets, they let them straight. So man, by the time they hit a cottage now, in target on a by the shop. One for the politicians, the Premier Minister, they say, salute the council all. In fact, I don't believe say the IG. And to be into the local, I don't believe say they forgive clearance to anybody. Let me tell you, one police officer, they police over 200 citizens. The number of police who get as alone, the number, they don't match up. One policeman for police over 200 citizens. The possibility not slim for long would have perfect policing. So that don't tell you say, we say thousands of people they go get together. They will take 30 or 50 policemen for body. They don't going to do anything. At the end of the day, what the public want to overwhelm them are firing the cancer. So do you have, even if they give pass at the end of the day, one to see the wives and the children of the politicians before the demonstration. Then and day before. This particular demonstration where anybody organize any political party, one to see their wives and then children, their grandpicking, and let them all day before the demonstration. So if they want to bully the policeman, if the policeman want to fire tear gas or whatever they want to fire, now they don't pick them first. And they will affect.
Thank you.
Because one soul, they lost some by this country. Like a big loss to the nation.
Thank you.
They don't want to sit down there at this particular point in time. They want them back with them, they come with and say, they kaya as what I will say, they were international partners. Most of them, the hypocrite, serious one, this I will say it. They will come to the
Okay, so that's not just an excerpt or a snippet of what actually happened at the press conference yesterday. As they say, life must go on, according to Saulami. The country, salon, something must go on. The people, they need for work. But if I can quote right again, at least from what the APC done, they say, for the boycott, let's say, they are not doing it for themselves, now for the people that they do. So here we come again, James, in the issue of this, local councils, for the councillors, balance all local, the activities, what they fit for doing and all. They stop and just, he said, okay, this, we will not work, we will boycott. Anything in a local business, a government work, we have no the day. But taking in the angle of this, the APC, James, which implications you feel say this actually don't cause?
Yeah, John, I think the implications are far-reaching. Every government, every sitting government, they expect say when you have an opposition, how you perform effectively. Let me tell you, all of what these guys are saying for downplay the importance of the APC, it don't make sense. Governance and inclusion. APC gets a chunk of this country's votes in the last election. About 40-something%. You don't treat 10 people and they like trash. You don't. And it's unfortunate where the is it Saul Amin? They talk say the issue of protest or demonstration and nonsense. Then what he says the talk is nonsense. Because this the problem we will get. I don't know, sir. A whole government press conference like this, they cherry pick people and go put a for talk or for talk. What do you do? This is a nation. The All People's Congress Party, as a matter of fact, get 40-something% in the last election. You don't treat them 40-something% of Sierra Leoneans for telling us that what they want for nonsense. The party they speak on them behalf. People don't go for respect people in this country, John. Just because you sit in a position of comfort or of privilege for making talk trash.
And saying this, James, when it comes to the civil society, these are people who they serve as intermediate between, we say, like the government and that of the people, or the politicians or that of the people. And Saula Media sitting, making such a statement, is a CSO. And we watch at all with the APCD experts. Now, we don't talk about something relating when it comes to the religious council or religious leaders who feel say they fit for the door. Then the issues where they happen now when it comes to the politics, you don't expect much from the religious leader, at least for labor for come in for do something. So be it again, people they expect from the civil societies for cell-based, they go for come together in cell-based for settle issues where they happen between the two political parties, the oppositions and the main political party where they are now. But in such conversations or in such press conference, Saulami making such statements, what's your take?
Like I say, that's a point. For even go on a government press conference, go see such thing that's the whole idea of protest or demonstration or how in column or whatever is
a nonsense.
Then what he is saying is in fact nonsense, because that's by facts constitutional. It's constitutional for every person. For when you are not satisfied with something, for make sure say you channel your dissatisfaction. And I think they've done that. As a don't let this of whether it's you're in government or you're in opposition. This thing they do so when SFP was in opposition, they did the same thing. APC as a political party get the rights for commotes Hence, the due process. They have to inform the Sierra Leone police. They have the Sierra Leone police for giving clearance. It is constitutional and it is their rights. And not only when it comes to politics. The right for gather anywhere is constitutional. But if you do them under the ambit of the law.
So watching at this, if you say the police,
yeah,
the police don't give a chance?
They come. Whether police give a chance or not, I want to establish the facts for say, the facts say for common on streets, peaceful demonstration or peaceful protest is part of the enrichment of democracy. Not to one party state today or not to under authoritarian rule today. People don't come out or say their mind for voice their dissatisfaction. You as a civil society person, they go sit down on that platform, they go talk like that. It just shows how disingenuous some of we Sierra Leonean brothers then can be. You understand? But speaking to the police, you talk about say one police is
they protect 200
person. Yeah. No standing at the world, John, where policy equation equal to citizens. Nowhere. But you go to France, every day they protest in France. Every day. France is one of the countries where they protest the highest. Every day they protest in France. But the police they sure say they provide security for those who are protesting. It is their democratic rights. I know they ascribe to waiting the All People's Congress say. You understand? For the demonstration. But you cannot say such thing when you know these people get dissatisfied with certain things where they go on. And they don't use all the channels them for ensuring and communicate, and the channels they use have not been effective. Now the only channel where they get
the police.
Now for come out and let them call the attention of the president. Say what is going on, we don't like it. Let us come to the table. Let us negotiate. You understand? It's really appalling for the kind of statement in the air. I just. Maybe somewhere where he is now, you go to think and say, "Wait, I talk, you're not correct."
All right.
It's not correct.
So away from the statement we Saulami make, you agree with the position where Alex Bonaparte institutions they will continue for the functions regardless of the political absence?
Yes, they'll continue to be functioning, but effectiveness will not be there. You know why, John?
Why?
As an opposition, you're serving as a check and balance to the government. Government not get to know it all and do it all. They don't get the ability for fixed problem alone. That's why you have the opposition. The opposition will say, not see. Then he see it and tell us, okay, no, this is not the way to go about this. This is the way to go about it. Then we come together and get a consensus. Yeah, that's why when you go to Parliament they debate every bill when they come before Parliament before they enact them into law. You know why? Because the opposition will have something to say, or from another less. Then the party, the ruling government is. That's why in democracy, then say it's very important. Let nobody not, at the constitution, let nobody not downplay the fact that APC the boycott is very important. And people with no systems, with no governance, go tell you say it's worrisome in fact. Because now when they play, anybody can go tell the bill in Parliament just because it's all in SLPP. In Parliament, it can just pass, and people go pass bad laws. And in the long run, will go affect you. Whilst when people when they absent now, the All People's Congress, where they don't elect them into various positions, absent now, then check say they know they don't able for check or the debate not going to be balanced because all more in a parliament is SLPP. Anybody within a local council na SLPP.
So many in a weak in democratic accountability.
In a weak in democracy. Democracy is about transparency and accountability. If possible, not as an opposition for check some of the things when they go with the parliament, man, it's going to be very bad. And just the other day, I see the chief minister go with another bill to parliament when the opposition is absent. That is very worrisome, my brother.
So talking about this in the opposition, so when you talk about the local councils, not that some of the APC members they say, okay, no, we know the work. You say that's going to affect the communities or citizens.
Of course. Let's take the mayor in absent one force as a case study. Now, I really they talk about the role of the administrator and the council and that of the absence of the mayor. So these are two different unique roles. The administrators they are permanent staff. Understand? They are the administrative, then they handle the administrative side of the councils all over this country. And that's why they are rotational. The CA, then they rotate, say, you know that the BCA for the rest of your life, or until you retire. You can be CA after some time, after evaluation, and change it to another district. Because local governments now devolve, they devolve. You understand? The mayor is a political appointment. Or is a political something, because not say it's an appointment. You have to contest an election, you win, and you become a mayor. So you get a political mandate. You don't work with your manifesto. The administrator should say, work with the mayor, for sure say, then bring sanitation, not only sanitation,
but
bring
that has been the biggest, that will not be a big problem when it comes to the city council.
Yeah, because
you see the mayor and the CA, nobody see the same side.
Yeah, because we don't, I just talk about polarization, how politics don't polarize this country. The first thing first, a civil servant is not supposed to be political. Because that they affect your job, they affect your performance, and they affect delivery. And the same thing they happen to the Free City Council. Accusation and counter-accusation. The chief, of course, the chief administrator, where he blame the current mayor, say the mayor go carry with an extra team of 16 people, where he say now they work on the service delivery. Where in another sense that's also not supposed to happen, because then people that did a job, they almost confuse the job of waiting they do another members of the council, the administrative aspect. So politics don't enter into the fabric of institutions and make they lead to all of these things. Because the mayor gets a political agenda, the administrator of the council ensures say for work with that agenda, for make sure say they synchronize, then they able for bring deliverables to the people of the top. But if the people are not see eye to eye because of this thing, it undermine in authority, because now if the mayor accuse I work with other people that can work for them, he says, well, this is undermine me authority or something like that. So that don't cause that friction at the council. But it's not good. It's not good. We have to move past. We have to move past this. The mayor self not going for deliver, because the CA not the CM for Bidakari. The CSF in your not going for deliver. And somebody they mentioned say the CA has the right to. That's not possible.
That's constitution.
But it's not possible. This, we have unique laws in this country, but when it comes to implementation, we they cherry pick or waiting comfortable for now they do. These people are supposed to work side by side. They have different mandates. You understand? You don't go say in the absence of the mayor, the CFO Act. No, there's structure in the act. In the absence of the mayor, you get the deputy mayor, and if the deputy mayor not there,
you go know that for
the councillors they form a quorum, and after that quorum they can get one person with the chair just the meeting for that day. You understand?
Right.
So it's a very complex thing, and I just hope and pray that they able for sanitize that thing and ensure say they restore peace back in the Free City Council. If not, this thing is not going for one good picking.
All right, James, thank you very much. And so we come to the end of the program, and this is the review. And inside today's review, we talk about issues actually where they happen across as they unfold. And we focus on the issues actually, or statement the way they make from the press conference from the Ministry of Information yesterday. Talk about, the communique with and sign from the Ministry and Ministry of Social Welfare, and that of the Interreligious Council. The statement by Saulami, CSO, and Alex Bonafa. So with all this, here we come to the end of the show, but we get details of this tomorrow with Mikhailu Payamba tomorrow based on these conversations. Detail of tomorrow. So join us tomorrow again and be part of the conversations. James, I want to say plenty thank you for what you helped me for do a very good review of the show.
Thank you.
So plenty thank you to producers who help we forget the show. Once more, Mina John M. Abdullahi, and have a blessed day.
Justice and obligations today.